though against Secret, and then they just recovered. They are tenacious beyond anything. Yeah. LGD.
They seem like they're really on something today. PSG LGD. We saw them looking a little shaky back on the first day of this event, back in the groups. But as you say, from that first series, they've really picked things up, and if they can turn around games like that, Navi are going to really have to step it up to challenge them here in this best of 3.
It's also interesting to see how it has evolved, sort of the pick meta in this tournament. You know, it's a lot of first pick carries, just straight out the gate. You have Anti-Mage in this game. You know, the message is clear from the start. We will have an Anti-Mage against you. What are you gonna do to stop it? And here we have the tag team duo. Want to go up on the ramp. A little bit scared though. I'm gonna back out.
Yeah, we'll see if we see some insane levels of farm this game from Arme. See how
yeah,
his old Anti-Mage is going to end up this time.
He broke a lot of records.
Yeah, it was pretty good the other day.
Yeah. I think I heard something that it might have been the most farmed ever at like 10 minutes or something.
It was, I believe, just beat Matumba Man for the top spot.
Yeah.
As Matu did hold the previous record before, I believe.
That's insane. He gets a bit of harassment here on the Tusk. Honestly, this hurts. That's half your mana pool is gone and a bit of HP. But of course, 2 for 2 on the runes. Nothing spectacular there. And we have the OD mid versus Death Prophet mid.
So how does this one go? I mean, 2 not very common mids at the moment. I guess OD we're starting to see a little more, but Death Prophet still very much a hero that most teams will stray away from.
Yeah,
how does this one go down?
We've seen a ton of OD, but the Death Prophet is really a hero that I'm not certain how she does against OD now. I would presume that it's sort of a farm trade though. We see this nice angle here as we see LGD playing the defense against this tri-lane.
Yeah, Navi posturing aggressive to
so they
give Crystallize the space to farm.
Yeah, they moved all the way to the off lane with the Anti-Mage. So they swapped him around because they saw this is a tri-lane. Anti-Mage does not want to be against the tri-lane, so he just moved all the way top.
No, absolutely not. I mean, when you're sort of trying to do this as an Anti-Mage and you have an aggressive tri-lane with a Terrorblade against you, it's little things like the reflection gets incredibly annoying in the lane. So yeah, you got to keep yourself on the other side of the map.
And that's also something that these teams are really thinking about. Oh wow, the Metamorphosis.
All right, they get a good setup here onto Chalice. And in fact, Navi, they're going to get first blood. That's Chalice gone. So Neko's able to keep his distance. X-Nova does manage to punch down Crystallize though, and hang on. This guy punches pretty hard.
Yeah, he hit for over 100 damage there with level 1.
Yeah, Crystallize wasn't able to get himself away from X-Nova.
Oh, he canceled his stomp.
He did, so Chu's going to be able to get a couple more punches in.
Yeah, he's gonna have to run to base or something now, though. X-Nova gonna hang around for experience, of course, but yeah, I was gonna say, it's a big thing when you run all the way to the other lane with Anti-Mage, because they cannot TP after him, right? So he's just safely gonna farm top, since if they TP top, he will just TP bottom. You now successfully dodged your opponent. So he's in a good spot, but that Elder Titan, we see how much damage he can pack.
You gotta watch out, honestly, yeah, it can really be deceiving sometimes. You just don't expect him to have as much punch as he can if he really gets the spirit around the right units.
And gets a lot of armor too. When he has some levels on this Astral Spirit, it starts giving a lot of armor and he can just go in ultra aggressively. And so far on the mid lane, we have that 8 and 2 on OD and 10 and 4
yeah, looking pretty good for maybe, and he's keeping Magical though. Magical does have the salve out.
I mean, DP is one of the comfort zone heroes for Maybe. He plays it very, very well. We have a little bit of a rotation here, possibly from FY too.
Yeah, Magical's got to be very careful, as a quick opening from FY could spell disaster. Magical trying to trade her ass back onto Maybe, as FY continues to wait, see if he gets the chance to get the wrap around. The lane isn't pushed in underneath Magical's tower though, so hard for FY to get into position to make a play on DOD at the moment.
It's kind of sad for Chalice what happened when they swapped the Anti-Mage top. That means that Chalice had to go down against the Oracle. It's like, I don't really want this.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you get the better lane for the Anti-Mage, but yeah, you give Chalice a bit of a nightmare situation.
You really do. Oracle just destroys Darkseer in the laning stage. Of course, He has some help now from X-Nova, though.
They are trying to chase down again on top of Seneko. They managed to find the Stomp connection onto the Oracle, but there's three members here. Crystallize and Chu trying to turn things around. The tag team's out. Crystallize is falling low, though, as the damage from the Iron Shell is really adding up, and in fact, Crystallize is dead. It's too much magical damage for this Terrorblade to deal with. X-Nova's got the Stomp onto Chu. He'll be surged up as well, trying to get away from the two of them. He'll turn with one more punch. Chu still alive for now, but Chalice pots the Mango. He's got the shell on him. Cannot chase down Chu, though. He's turning towards Seneko instead. But this is a kill that's very hard to chase as these consistent roots come out. And now Navi, they're ready to turn onto Chalice. He's got a surge, but it doesn't matter. Seneko with the double kill finishes off the Darkseer as well with the Purifying Flames.
Yeah, in the end, Navi getting a better trade there, but they have to achieve so much right now because they're not contesting the Anti-Mage. So while that was a decent fight, I don't know if it's enough. They need to really get some momentum going here because Ame, he's just sitting up here, free farming away. He's just against the Nyx Assassin, not a hard lane for AM.
Not at all.
Who even had help by Rasta.
And this, you know, core Nyx Assassin, it's not easy to do, right? We do not see this hero being played as an offlane much nowadays.
No, we don't. It's typically played as a support. Well, we'll see if Blissey has, you know, a plan with this mid. A little bit of an attempt.
Do the setup here, but there's the counterplay. Chu's going to wrap around. FY's trying to lead in, does manage to find the shackles onto Magical. Magical's in trouble, and he's taken down. The same time, though, bottom lane, Navi are able to find Chalice once again.
Yeah, but not without losing Seneko. So at least he goes down as well. X-Nova is just over and over hitting so hard with this Elder Titan, showing that he can, you know, bring down pretty much anyone when he has the Spirit coming back to him. 57 plus 57 damage right now. But so far, I would say OD is having a fairly good start, though. And that's key for Navi is that OD gets a good start here, because a farmed OD is actually quite strong against Anti-Mage. But if AM takes off, then, of course, you have a big, juicy mana pool for AM to just destroy. And I would argue the new OD is worse against Anti-Mage than before, because you do go down to like 200 mana.
You're not permanently sitting on pretty much full mana because of the procs.
No, you repeatedly go down to being extremely low mana, and if Ame pays attention to this, he might even come in with an early mana void at some points.
Ame, as you say, as we can see, looking very good on the CS. 33 for 16. Navi yet to really make any sort of action happen on that top lane, only leaving Blizzy to soak the creeps in underneath the tower and try and find as much CS as he can. Which at the moment is still more than that of Chalice. Chalice still feeling the wrath of having to play up against an Oracle as the Darkseer.
Yeah, it's not easy for Chalice. He will have to play a very slow game here, and that could be a problem for LGD, because normally you want to create space for the Anti-Mage. So the question is, do you want AM to have a really good early game, or do you want everyone else to have a good early game so they can create space for AM in the mid game? But I think they have made the right decision here, just prioritizing the AM fully. And of course, rotation down bottom here. Seneko along with Chu. They drop a ward behind the tower.
The vision onto X-Nova. X-Nova does throw out the Spirit, though. He's going to get a good stacks of it built up as he's passed by two heroes.
Tough for both teams to initiate there. You can't really run in if you're Navi because of a stump, but at the same time, the Surge and Iron Shield could both be removed.
Yeah. Chu's got to be very careful how he opens up a fight, as an instant turnaround could be there from PSG LGD, especially with FY waiting in the shadows. And so we'll sit as the 3 for 3, and of course PSG LGD can do this. They know that Ame doesn't need any help in that top lane.
Yeah, he's completely fine. He's even starting to use the jungle camps a bit, getting some extra gold. And
ooh, this could catch Navi off guard.
Yeah, sneaking in a bit.
Maybe he's come in with the Invis rune. Does, of course, have an Exorcism ready to play with. Navi, they are backing up right beneath the tower. I mean, they obviously see that mid lane Magical's able to get aggressive and start hitting the tower, so they know that the Death Prophet's somewhere else. Yeah,
they're looking to get the rotation towards mid now, but Magical is wisely backing out in time.
Good read from Navi there of maybe's movements.
Still has to be careful, and he is, so very good. Navi are really paying attention to rotations.
Maybe will reveal himself once more again in the middle lane. And with that, Navi, they do start to get aggressive once more on the bottom. They're grouping up as the 3, trying to close the gap onto the Elder Titan.
They have the Metamorphosis available, level 3, so he can hit really hard with this Terrorblade. That's what they want to do. They want to try and lock them down with Oracle and Tusk.
Sneko setting up very deep behind the
they're
tower. He's
gonna
got the opening nukes here to bring Chalice down low. With the purifying flame play, he's done it. Sneko sets up for the kill. X-Nova is the only one down. He has to be a little careful with Crystallize having his Metamorphosis ready to go, as Navi will be more than happy to collapse behind the tier 1 tower, look to set up upon him. He gets the stomp out onto the two of them, and FY is here as well to try and help out. They're pretty low on Navi. There's the Hex to open up. FY goes for the blast. Chalice, he's desperately hunting to see if he can find them. The snowball from Chu will not save the two of them, as Chu will fall. Chalice has the Iron Shell. Arme just fall, but Blizzy's coming with the wraparound play. He TP's in, leads him with a Vendetta, has the stun onto the three of them, buying time for Crystallize, and Magical's turned up too. They have the Astral, but the Stomp, is it going to be time? Well, it is. X-Nova's got the control after the Astral, allowing Arme and Chalice to move back in on top of them with the Iron Shell damage. It's enough to bring down Crystallize. Chalice, he's diving for Magical as well. Magical will turn with the Sanities, will kill off Chalice, but they've lost the OD. The stun again from Nova, these constant Stomp plays from the Elder Titan.
And they're not done yet. They want the Nyx, but they're going to back out in the end as he's a little bit too tanky, and they're just out of gas. They used everything that they have. The kitchen sink.
As we're seeing, it's just so hard for Navi to do so when this Elder Titan's about every single play that they try and make, every single save that they're trying to make. X-Nova's there with the Astral out, sleeping them up and allowing the time for Arme, Chalice to get into position to make sure that LGD are the ones getting the kills.
It was a great punishment by LGD when they dove under a tower into Elder Titan. That's a very risky move, because if he goes into Fog of War and starts stomping, you might all get caught. Here we have another one getting caught out of position. It's the Nyx Assassin.
He does have enough mana for the Spike Carapace, but he does not have enough mana to live, as the Mana Void comes out from Arme and blows him up.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on the Bounty runes in 10 minutes as well, as Chu gets both the top runes, LGD get both the bottom runes.
It's got to be, I'd say a little scary. Now, there is an anti-mage at the top of the net worth. Down the lines, though, you do have Crystallize still farming well. It's about 600 gold between them. Obviously, we'll expect to see that change quite a bit when Arme has the Battle Fury, but that's still a fair way away. This first 10 minutes,
Darks here.
Not too bad at all for Navi.
They're TPing in immediately with 4 heroes, though. They're actually all, well, 3 heroes.
They've got the sentry down, so they see Blizzy straight away. They'll go for the play. Sneko will have the save available.
Good
Quick magic immunity, they'll turn, try for the snowball onto FY. FY getting punched up, they've killed off the Shaman. They can look to see if they can get more here with Magical's presence, as they're punching into Chalice. Chalice, he's trapped up by the shards, they're nuking him down low with the Purifying Blaze. One more touch from Magical will do it, and they get themselves a second. Navi, they've found 2 and they're not done yet. Diving behind the tower, Blizzy's got the opener. The silence from maybe it came too late. The stun was already out from Blizzy, setting up another kill for Navi.
Wow, that was... These fights are really, really big. Like, Navi are moving everyone to the fight, and I really love this decision, because they cannot play a slow game. If it's just going to be a carry versus carry scenario, AM does really well against Terrorblade.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. They're turning up the pace. They're moving in, and we see Blizzy is landing some really good stunts.
He is.
And Chu with the snowball save was also really good.
Navi keeping it even against LGD here at the 11.5-minute mark.
But LGD are also not pumping the brakes. They're just going in as well. They want to keep the attention away from the fact that AM is free farming. So they're just taking all the time to rotate every single hero back up to the top lane, even after they lost the fight. Immediately going again. Of course, now with Metamorphosis used, there's a very low chance that they can defend the tower.
Oh, and we didn't talk about this as well, Wagger. I can't believe we haven't even noticed it yet. Crystallize, it was not a mistake. It is the build that he loves.
Yeah, I saw a mention from his teammates earlier after yesterday. They actually said that this is something they've been experimenting with. I think it was Blizzy who came up with it. I'm not sure. And yeah, this is apparently something they
truly believe in.
I don't know if it was Blizzy who invented it, so to say, or if it was Crystallize's idea.
Because it's an interesting take, because obviously I don't think anyone else does this right. I mean,
I have not seen it.
And he may be at the forefront of a revolution. We may start seeing Terrorblades all across the world buying 2 treads.
I don't think so.
You don't think, you're going to say you don't think it's good.
I don't think it's good, and I will elaborate on that as well, but we'll wait a little bit as they're trying to set up on mid. Snowball going in. Can they catch anything?
A little bit too far. Pretty far away with the surge,
Yeah, so the reason I don't like it on Terrorblade and specifically, I think there are some heroes that might actually benefit from this build, but you miss a lot of value when you go for this build on TB. Your illusions don't get the 16 damage from the power treads. Yes, you get the 14 attributes, but you pay quite a lot of gold for this. So essentially, you're only getting 14 attribute bonus to your illusions. And I'm not sure that I would pay for an entire power treads just for that. Because you don't get the movement speed, you don't get the damage. The damage on the main hero is sort of irrelevant because you already have Metamorphosis and you hit like a truck. So in my opinion, it's not quite worth it.
No.
But we might see it on different heroes, actually.
What sort of other heroes?
I would say something that, well, it's hard to come up with an example straight off, but
sure.
not illusion-based heroes.
Not illusion.
Because I think the value is lost. The value lost is too great. But we might see it on some heroes. Like I would even go to say that perhaps a hero like Kunkka, who actually gets 30 damage from the PTs, you know, could be good.
I mean, mid lane. X-Nova does get out the Earth Splitter, but there are a lot of Navi on top of him. X-Nova will fall. So Navi get the kill. They're looking to take the tier 1 tower as well. Arme and Chalice watching for the sideline. Chu will head up there. He's seen them and they've seen him. They'll turn, they're trying to fight. Arme's going to blink forward, but Blizzy's there with the counter stun. The punch as well holding down Arme, but he's got the counter spell. He's going to be more than fine. The Hex from FY locks down Magical, silence as well. Magical turns with the sound and he sees Calypso. He gets the double kill. He will fall, but he's set up for 2 kills for Navi, and Navi, they're looking to try and chase for more. Maybe has got the ghost out, but Navi, they've got the 4th, and Blizzy sets up the stuns there, and with the Metamorphosis, they have the right-click damage to take down the Death Prophet. Navi, they've found free, and they'll look towards Chalice as well. Navi going from kill to kill to kill, triple kill for Crystallize, as Navi just crush LGD around that area.
That was so perfect by them. The Oracle save was really good. OD looked a little bit like he was going to get caught out of position there, but he played into the corner and then lays down the ulti. It was just phenomenal to watch.
The
Navi,
double treads.
Yeah, there's the treads.
The 12, he actually had 14 attributes.
Well, yeah, the 14 attributes are good on many heroes, but it was not, you know, maybe OD should go for it as well. That's true.
That's true, actually.
Maybe OD could be here. He actually had a Yasha in that fight, by the way, on OD, so he's going for the...
Oh, he's going for the Yashikaya?
Yeah, he is. But he only went for the Yasha. I don't think he has the Kaya even on Kurt, does he? Oh, maybe he does.
And look at that. Hang on. Blizzy and Magical just found Arme. In the jungle on his own, they set up. That's a big kill for Navi, knocking Arme off the map.
Yeah, this is more and more quickly starting to turn into Navi in the driver's seat. They're controlling the pace of the game, and they're just all moving beautifully across the map. They're reading the movements of LGD, following up on it. And right now, they're almost in a position where they can start farming up a bit and not be reckless anymore, because now TB is actually quite a bit ahead of the Anti-Mage, and now it's a different story. So LGD, they need to start stepping up here, and these team fights, they're getting demolished. Bottom lane being sieged by the siege creep and OD.
Yeah, I imagine PSG LGD do want to try and put a stop to this. There's only 2 down here of Navi at the moment. And yeah, they'll back off as soon as they see FY TP into the lane.
Yeah, the Anti-Mage is currently about 400 gold, 300 gold away from his Battle Fury now. So he's getting very close. It's not super fast timing, but that is when he starts farming even faster.
Blizzy, once again, looking for these crucial setups that have allowed them to get a lot of kills. There's been some nice things assassin
this
play
could be
for
good
them,
for
but he will
Navi.
be found. Yeah, this can work as a bit of a bait. The snowball's in on top of FY, and FY's gone. I mean, it's all well and good to sort of see a Nyx Assassin underneath a sentry and try and go for it, but you've got to be prepared for the fact that Nyx Assassin is probably not snooping around on his own. There's going to be backup, and Navi, they just bring it straight in.
Yeah, right now Navi are just 5-manning a lot. I think LGD have to start abusing the split push in their team. Use the Darkseer more to iron shield the creep waves, and Anti-Mage needs to get on the side lanes and just stay there. Of course, you want to jungle up and farm when you have a Battle Fury, but this pressure, I don't know if they can defend it straight up, so that's why going for a trade is probably the best. But in the end, that's going to be a tier 2 tower for nothing, as Navi are continuing to just dominate these fights.
They are. They're starting to get some real momentum going. And this is the perfect way to play against an anti-mage lineup.
It's very, very interesting to see this OD build, by the way. Josh into Blink.
Maybe. We'll find Seneko. Seneko unable to TP out in time. An easy ult set up from. Maybe we'll set up for the kill. But yes, yeah, Yasha into Blink. So as you say, he's not going for the Yasha Kaya. He's just keeping it as a Yasha.
He might add it, you know, the Kaya later on. But,
yeah, it's a later sort of.
But the Yasha flat value, a lot of people go Dragonlance in this scenario if you just want to get more right-click value and so on. So it's super interesting to see it.
I mean, Navi just being the innovators of our time.
For sure, for sure. They're
just naked Yasha on Magical and the double treads on Crystallize. I like this.
They're
Navi
showing
experimenting with the patch and the game.
They're showing what can work in this patch.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of innovative plays, I haven't really seen this ward utilized by a lot of teams on the Roche pit. Have you seen it? It's
just straight on the floor.
It's straight on the floor, right outside Roshan. Because both these teams have been contesting D-wards outside Roche Pit so much, and this honestly has a bigger chance of not being D-warded.
True, because I guess when you're sort of going for the D-wards on either side of the river on the high ground,
yeah.
you're not always going to get that bit.
Normally you
outside the pit, innit?
normally you drop your sentry a little bit lower, like in the closer to the mid lane ramp. So you might actually miss this ward.
Bottom lane, FY does drop the wards, but Magical he's hunting for him. FY with the Dukes though.
Yeah, not getting the biggest value from the wards.
Oh, they know it. They scan him out though. They know exactly where he is, but yeah, he's already out.
Good play by FY. I mean, he didn't get that much tower damage, but he did force reactions. And again, this is the kind of stuff that you have to do when you have that AM in your team.
Yeah, space for Arme.
Speaking of AM, he dropped like half his HP just fighting against the TB illusion right there. And he also went for the Ring of Tarask, an item that I wish we would see more often.
Yeah,
I think it's high value.
Ring of Tarask on the AM. Not something that I
like,
don't think I've ever seen that actually on an AM build.
It's sort of like a poor man's Vanguard in some ways.
I guess it's the extra bit of regen. Like, was it Arme the other day who went for like the Morbid Mask and the Battle Fury? Wasn't it? He likes for these extra little items that just make sure that he's not sitting around on low HP.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want to be low HP on AM when you're jungling. That's when Nyx kills you.
Yeah.
Oh, Darkseer get caught out.
He does. I mean, he tries to go in, but straight away Snakeo's there with the counterplay. I mean, it just goes to show it's so hard to play Darkseer when there's an Oracle in the game. Your hero just feels useless.
I think that's like the third or fourth time even that the Dominator creep dies to Navi. So that's 200 gold every single time. It makes a big difference as well. Just a lot of golds.
Let's see if PSG LGD can push Navi outside of the pit. Navi have already brought Roshan down to less than half.
LGD did get triple bounty rune. I think they're going to be happy with the small victories here.
Little style play there from Choose. He dodges the spinner with a snowball. And Navi and D-Bull claim the Roshan. Nothing the PSG LGD can do to stop it.
Scary to watch the Aegis just there, but they have great wards around the area. They know Antimage is not going to blink and steal it. Still a little bit scary when you get stomped up like that.
We have it 17 to 11. 3K lead for Navi.
Yeah, but LGD, they were down much, much worse than this in the series against Secrets.
That is true.
They are tenacious, like I said in the beginning.
And they do have this anti-mage, which, of course, for the moment being, we haven't really seen, Arme have any power in the team fights because he's an anti-mage. He's still waiting until, he at least gets the Manta done before he turns
He has joined some fights, though, and it hasn't gone that great. The OD has shown how fast he can burst him.
Yeah.
And
one stun and he's dead, really.
Exactly. Even the TB right-clicks could bring him down during one stun, so he has to be careful about when he chooses to join his team. I think that Navi are probably just going to take this tower and then back out as they don't have Metamorphosis, but that's still another lane being pushed down fully. For now, Navi are looking great, but LGD are doing what they can to get on the field. The AM is pushing out bottom really far. Looks like Navi still want to go.
Navi's outside the base. They're ready to go in.
They're in the base. The OD just jumps in.
They're saying, Arme, come and fight us. What are you going to do at this point? Do you have the farm to hold back a push like this? They're pushing in with the 5 of them. The sleep does come out into the 2. Navi. Shackle does quickly come out from FY, just a tickle.
Yeah. I don't think he expected to get the range on that one. It was so far away, but of course this is a Rasta with Etherlands and the experienced talents. He doesn't have the cast range yet. Once he gets level 15, he'll have even longer.
Navi will back up. The bottom lane was pushed heavily around from Arme, so they had to have someone down there to clean it back out. And Crystallize is there to push the waves back. And the rest of PSG LGD turned back for the defense. Navi not wanting to push up into high ground when the lanes aren't all in a good position. And of course there is that threat of maybe who does have the exorcism available.
I have to say the Nyx Assassin has worked out great for Navi.
It really has, and this is a Nyx Assassin that didn't have an easy lane to start off with. Blizzy, he's ready to jump in. He's got the Splitter, but he pops the Spike. Carapace holding back X-Nova for the time being. Maybe he's got that power spike though. He's got the BKB and the Exorcism. They jump straight forward in, and already they've killed off 2 here. PSG LGD Magical, trying to hide in the trees. He'll blink and go away with the vacuum. Chalice knows where he is, and he's got it. Grabs him in, cancels the TP. And this is PSG LGD's time to strike back as they will take the Aegis and almost certainly kill him that second time.
Oh, yeah.
As there is no running for Magical. Instant Hex from FY locks him down, and PSG LGD.
They do have to defend middle. There's some split push, so a third, just a little bit more than a third of the tower was taken by a Terrorblade, but still, that was the break that LGD needed to get back into the game.
Yeah.
However, of course, the Terrorblade is still a threat that they have not dealt with. He has the 10-second BKB. He was not part of that fight.
No.
You may have won the fight, but TB was not there.
Yeah, if they had him there, they would have at least had some damage to sort of go through this BKB of the Death Prophet.
It started out nice for Navi, though. They imprisoned to dodge the Elder Titan ulti, and they also spiked Carapace it. So it looked like they were going to start out fine, but they were just missing that key element. One of their cores was simply not there, and winning a big fight against AM with a Manta reveal is tough there. AM now, after getting the Manta style, is looking towards the BKB next.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do as well. Because as you say, if he does get in the fights at these moments, there are potentials for big mana voids to come off. So as long as he can survive, get on top of a target, he can offer a lot of big burst damage for the lineup.
He really can, and it just provides such security. You don't have to worry about getting stunned by Nyx or, you know, because even just a spiked Carapace on your Battle Fury could stun you up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Without the BKB, something's going to stun you every single fight.
Yeah, Chao is on bottom, just iron shelling a creep and running away. He realizes there's a threat, but he gets spiked Carapace. Can he catch him? I don't know.
Trying from the high ground, but...
It's a valiant attempt, but he's going to be safe. Nice try, though, by Blizzy. Yeah,
poor Chalice, you know, it's not a fun game to play as a Dark. So you got the Oracle on one hand, and then you got the Nyx Assassin on the other, with Spike Carapace looking to trip you up and hold you back every single time.
He only needs that one moment, though, in the late game. Getting one big vacuum off can win the entire game, so I think he's fine for now. This actually happened just the same as well in the LGD Secret Series. There was also this, you know, struggling Darks here, and then one big vacuum.
Navi. To try again. The Death Prophet ult's back up. Maybe he has got the Exorcism ready. If he feels the need to charge in, and I believe the BKB will be back off cooldown. So Navi, they do respect that. And again, Ame just perfectly situating himself in lanes opposite to the side of the map that Navi are in, keeping the pressure on elsewhere. So, you know, he keeps sort of consistently putting the game in a position where Navi have to really question if they're actually ready to try and force high ground whilst this anti-mage is getting so much space across the map. Because Ame, he has got that BKB done now.
You're on a timer. Every single time you try and push high ground against an anti-mage, before, you know, a few seconds have passed, AM is just going to start pushing your lanes and trying to get to your tower. So you don't have much time to hesitate. And that's the hard part. I love, by the way, what this anti-mage is doing. He went for the 400 blink cast range and the blink CD talent. I always go for this build as well. Most anti-mage players, I would say, probably go for the 15 agility on level 15. Because you're an agi carry. Having agi is good.
Yeah.
But 400 range, it plays into the late game. When you have your Abyssal Blade, you can initiate on people anywhere. It's super good for that. And also great for ratting, just blinking around.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you pretty much impossible to catch.
Yeah, so nice to see Ame utilizing this build. He did it before as well, but it's cute to point out.
I believe we just got the BKB picked up on Magical as well.
Yeah, double core BKB.
The OD is ready to go.
Oh, there's going to be a big fight. We have a smoke by LGD.
Navi on the high ground. Ame's just going to jump straight in. Looking towards Neko. He pots the BKB, turns towards Blizzy. There's going to be a defensive Astral, but the vacuum there onto two. Wall down as well. Crystallize tries to look towards Ame, but Ame blinks out. And FY, he's dropped the wards. The Hex as well to Crystallize, but Crystallize pots the BKB. He sunders Magical, trying to get himself back up. But Ame, he's trying to punish it. Jumps forward onto Magical. Magical has the Astral to hold back the anti-mage. He's backing up, but they've lost Crystallize. Ame can't get himself again on top of Magical, so Magical will be able to escape.
Oh,
but FY, he's got another grab. The shackles are there. LGD will get 2 kills, and Navi unable to get anything out of that fight, despite Navi having the high ground. But we see, you know, Ame, he's got the BKB. Bam! Aggressively blinks into the high ground. He knows that nothing can stop him from just running at Navi's members.
And he created such chaos. The ulti by Crystallize, he ulted his own teammate instead of taking it from a Death Prophet. Death Prophet was pretty much full HP as well. He might as well used it aggressively, but instead he put his OD in very bad territory with no HP at all, and suddenly the fight was completely impossible. So I think that chaos created by the aggressive blink by Antimage made Crystallize make a little bit of a mistake there.
Really shook things up as now PSG LGD back on track with a 4K lead.
this has been back and forth. In the beginning of the game, we were like, oh, this Antimage so far ahead. And then suddenly it was Navi taking a lot of good team fights, building up their advantage. But now LGD again showing that they don't give up. They keep just fighting here.
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, we have AM back in the lead.
It's going to get scary. You know, when the AM has a heart to ask, sort of the timing of a Nick stun, it's not going to be long enough to allow Navi to have the damage to actually kill him. Like, Armane's going to be able to almost certainly blink out every single time.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to get to that point where he's hard to burst, but at least you do have some of the longevity in the fight, that you have OD taking more and more int if the fight goes longer. So there are some benefits as well. And OD actually going for the Hex as his next item. So not going for the Kaya and Yasha ever, just leaving it as a casual Yasha.
Okay.
Very interesting to see.
Yeah, as you say, with both of these builds, sort of. I mean, sure, you know, Yasha, it offers great things, but then you got to sort of remember, boys, it's 2K gold. This isn't a cheap item.
Yeah, it's not a great like improvement. It's more like a quality of life in some ways, and you don't really need that as much as you need a tool to stop people from using their BKBs, because that's really what's dictating these fights. Every single core right now, the important cores, you know, position 1 and 2 on both teams have BKB, and it's about whether they can protect themselves in the fight. So Hex, a way to work around that.
Yeah, he's going to have to be careful with that Hex, though. You know, you can never write out the fact that you can get outplayed by a quick counter spell if you try and lock down the AM.
That's true. Oh, they're hunting.
Mate. Oh, they dropped the ball for this as well, but Magical was able to blink away. BKB's going to be popped from him as well.
Death Prophet is not there.
There's a lot of heroes here, but as you say, maybe he's not around, so FY gets gone on. FY's already dropped the wards. Navi easily able to keep themselves out of range of it. So Navi will get a quick killer onto FY. Did cost Magical a BKB charge.
LGD have to ditch this. Oh, maybe Ame could be caught.
Oh, Blizzy misses.
No, he BKB'd. Stays alive.
Ame's able to get away. They do manage to get the stun onto X-Nova, though, and X-Nova will go for the TP Chalice, trying to see if he can save him, but the snowball stun's going to be there, and X-Nova will fall, so Navi will get both supports at PSG LGD.
If that TP worked because of the Force Staff, that would have been one of the cutest saves I've ever seen. But look at this now. Navi are just bowling down the lane. They still have Metamorphosis. They pop it now, so it's a fresh one.
Let's see. I mean, PSG LGD, they do have good holding potential.
And they're base trading right now. The Elder Titan has to defend.
Hang on mid lane. Ame. He's moving in.
Yeah, he got
Ame's taking a tower.
He's faster. He's actually faster with Elder Titan.
He's going for more. Navi have got to get back, but I don't know if they're going to get the opportunity to do so, because PSG LGD are going to hold them down here. The Shackles comes out. There'll be a snowball dodge from Chu, allowing Crystallize to pop the BKB. Turn towards Maybe. Maybe's trying to head into the center of the fight with the Exorcism. BKB uses himself up, but Crystallize should have the right-click damage to kill him, and he does, but they're so low. The blast from FY. The Metamorph comes out with a false promise. Crystallize kept alive, and he's still going, pushing back X-Nova. The save there just in time from Seneko to make sure the Crystallize doesn't fall.
The nerves of steel on this Oracle. Really, really beautiful time on that ulti, but they're still chasing.
He is trying to chase, but Blizzy, he trips him up with the Spike Carapace, and they get Chalice. Navi get another, but FY, he's got the backup of Ame. They have the control onto Crystallize. Is there anything Seneko can do to save this Terrorblade? There is not, and now Magical's in a dangerous position, or is he? Sanity's Eclipse comes out. Magical bursts down to 2.
Ame is completely alone. He has to blink.
He's got to get out of it. That's 4 dead on PSG LGD. Navi, they were able to hold the middle lane. They lost a tier 3 tower, but they took one top, and they also took a team fight.
They do have buyback on the Rasta, and the Antimage is quite good at defending here because they don't have the best building damage with OD, Oracle, and Nyx. So I think he's going to be able to hold. Nothing more will come out of it, but you see that threat of the OD,
melee racks. He went for the melee racks. I mean, he did do a lot of damage, but wasn't quite enough. But yeah, as you say, if he's able to just walk in like that, get his sanities down, it's a lot of damage.
And he could have gone, if he committed to range racks instead, he could have gone that in time and then defended. And that's just one of those decisions that are really tough to make. Of course, getting the melee is the bigger reward, but now it's kind of in the back of his head that I could have taken racks by now. But he has the Basher now on Antimage, so he's going to be able to put much more threat onto this OD, who felt pretty safe during his BKB. He hasn't really been able to get run down, but now with that bash chance,
and I think
up a little bit.
I think, as you say as well, this is Ame just looking to, if he can get on top of him, get the man trap, just burn all his mana, and then blow him up with the mana void. That's going to be a dream way for PSG LGD to start the fight.
Yeah, it would be. But initiation is the big thing there in this game. Both teams have the tools to deal with the other team if they get proper initiation. But of course, for LGD, they have to look towards Seneko. if they don't find this Oracle, then they're probably not going to burst anyone.
No, Crystallize is going to get sort of this third life. He's got the BKB, he's got the Sunder, and then he's got the False Promise. They've got lots of ways of keeping Crystallize going through the fight.
Yeah, but there's a second layer to it, because when you try and focus down on the Oracle, there's the Imprison to save him. So they have this buddy-buddy system in Navi, and it worked out pretty well for him so far.
Oh, there's the Hex pick up for Magical. He's got it ready to go for the next fight. PSG LGD did sweep around with the smoke, just checking around this area during Roche timing. As Navi also smoked up.
Antimage is showing himself top, and we see a big wraparound all the way around by Navi. They want to go all the way up.
This could catch PSG LGD off guard. I don't know if they're going to expect Navi to come around from this angle. As who can they get on top of first?
They can sense it, though. You can see it.
If Magical can lead him with a big Hex, this could be huge. But the Spirit is out.
Yeah, the Spirit is scouting them. This is very awkward for Navi. LGD is sitting pretty good.
Yeah.
But they do have the high ground, so they're trying to hold that. It's much easier to fight from. Looks like LGD want to take the fight to them.
Both teams deciding what the best ways to approach this. They do get the Hex from FY straight away onto the Nyx Assassin. Magical's going to be there with the save. Jumps in with the Astral. It's going to buy time for Blizzy to pop the Spike Carapace, but he's trapped up by the Serpent Wards. Maybe he's popping the BKB. The Stomp from X-Nova. He catches 3. The Vacuum back. The Earth Splitter's down with the BKB's out from Magical. Magical trying his best to turn, but Arme, he's in with the counter spell upon him. They can't turn and focus him down. Navi, they've lost 2. They buy back straight away on the both of them. The Hex onto Crystallize. There'll be the Snowball coming in, but Crystallize is already dead. Dead for 70 seconds. That's going to be another death here as Chu falls.
So
PSG LGD taking the fight. Navi unable to poker them there. We saw Navi try for the wraparound, but then PSG LGD, they were aware of Navi's positioning, they were prepared, and they were more than happy to take the fight with the information that they had. And Navi, they struggle to keep it up, and that's going to be Roche going the way of PSG LGD.
And that read was just pure game sense, because they were smoked for a long time, and they didn't have any way to really know for certain where Navi were, but they were reading it so well. Most teams would have gone caught out in that situation, but LGD, they played it very patiently.
They really did.
And then they just strike very, very swiftly with the Shadow Shaman blinking in. He has been that key initiator, FY, with good positioning.
Yeah, FY Shaman has been quite a showstopper these last few days.
Yeah, that was some serious damage into Navi here. They still have the potential, though. We saw the OD ulti and how much damage he can do in some scenarios, even before he steals any int from the enemy. Just the ulti alone, but it will not deal with the anti-mage. And he's the biggest threat. He now has the Aegis. How are you going to kill him once? How are you going to kill him twice?
Yeah, he is huge, Arme.
It's very difficult. And with that Abyssal Blade, he now has the freedom to initiate on anyone he wants. Game is tensing up a little bit here for Navi as they're playing closer and closer to their own base. Their map control is shrinking bit by bit, and LGD, they're starting to push out bottom, clearing their own jungle for wards. They do have the gem. Not many wards down on the map anymore.
Yes, LGD are now, they know that as a 5, they are now seriously stronger than Navi. And they will be more than happy to take these 5 versus 5 engagements that Navi's been trying to force the whole game.
Yeah, Antimage looking towards anything he can find, just pushing out the mid lane. Wants to make sure they don't get ratted while they're setting up to push with next DP ulti. They're also taking the Shrine very slowly, but without Antimage there.
Yeah, maybe he's been having a really good game as well on the Death Prophet. 8, 2, and 6, showing us how it's done.
For sure, a hero that I don't think anyone expected.
No.
I mean, I've watched a lot of their replays, and I'm sure that, I'm sure that Navi have done their research as well, and I didn't see any way. Oh my god, Ahmed just blinks in. He's alone,
He's gone straight into the base. He's in the base, he went in.
Yeah, he just goes in.
I mean, he knows he's safe. He's got a heart. He's got all the regen in the world. Wards are going to be dropped. There's going to be a vacuum wall drop behind the tower. Arme, he's straight past the tier 3 on top of them, looking to go. Magical will be there with a defensive Astral to keep Chu safe as Chu will back away.
In their base.
Oh,
the rats.
They're going for the rat play. Crystallize, can he get away with it up top? There's going to be a TP back from PSG LGD. Chalice actually cancels his. Crystallize will be able to TP out before the rest of them come in, and that play from Crystallize does stop PSG LGD for going more than just the tier 3 on this bottom lane, as Navi will keep these racks alive.
Yeah, they're trying to chase and catch anyone, but everyone gets out fairly cleanly here by LGD. Metamorphosis was used, Exorcism was used, so some big cooldowns, but in the end, no real damage other than the range tracks going extremely low on on Navi's base. He did, of course, try for the Melrax as well with the Terrorblade there. He was so close to getting it.
Oh, was he as well?
Yeah, it was. He was ultra close. It was down to 100 HP.
Oh, down to 100 HP. Crystallize nearly did it there with that play.
Yeah, 100 or 200. It's regenerating now, though.
Yeah.
And without Metamorphosis, I don't know. Do you really want to go and force the fights? Navi are smoked up. But
yeah, it's sort of a double-edged sword, because at the same time, as you say, PSG LGD, they're missing some of their cooldowns, and they may not expect a play like this to happen because they know that you don't have the Metamorphosis.
That's
you could catch them by surprise, but it's a hard play to pull off. And
yeah, but look at LGD's
playing it
positioning.
safe.
They realize that something could happen. They're not seeing anyone on the map, so they're just reading it correctly, sitting in base right now, letting the Anti-Mage do the split pushing. But Navi, they're pretty happy to wait as well. That was mostly a smoke attempt to see if they could pick off one guy, you know, one straggler. They didn't really want a big fight there, because that would also be tough for them. Looks like top lane has been shoved pretty far. We should see some travels being built up soon in this game. Travels are so important when this game has been a game of base race, and with travels you have to TP back home and then travels back out.
Yes, these sort of quick back and forth plays can catch people out, especially because it is a relatively new thing.
It is. It really is. It's hard to keep in mind as well. You know, the moment you see someone TPing back to base, you might be like, oh, he's not here, and then you could surprise them. That first travel reveal.
Absolutely.
Shackle that illusion. Get him. FY. He doesn't want any of that. Looks like Butterfly is going to be the next item for the Anti-Mage, who's got, of course, the Abyssal, the Heart, BKB.
Crystallize has just finished off his Skadi.
Yep, so he has the Butterfly and Skadi, so he hits really, really hard. Looks like he's going for the MKB already to counter out the Anti-Mage's evasion. And there's also, of course, the Halberd over on Darkseer. So we haven't really talked about that, but the Halberd on Darkseer, whenever Odie doesn't have his BKB going, he's just running at him, trying to cancel out the right-click damage from Odie.
Because Magical, what's his BKB duration looking like now?
I think he still has some duration on it. Yeah, he has 7. So he hasn't used it that many times.
So 7 on the Terrorblade, and what we got on the Odie?
The Odie, I'll give you a quick check. 7 on him as well.
7 on him as well.
Yeah, they're staying synchronized.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, on the side of LGD, we have
some big items there. So as you
7 on Anti-Mage and 6 on the DP as well.
And as you said, the Butterfly done on AM, and maybe has just finished off the Octarine as well. Does, for both of these heroes, forego the buyback goal. So if Navi are somehow able to get them, to kill them.
I'm a bit surprised, because normally you communicate between the position 1 and 2. I'm not going to have buyback right now, so you're going to be the one playing more risky. This is a thing that you typically coordinate, but right now none of them have buyback. However, both are really tanky.
And we have seen PSG LGD lose a game before off Arme not having the buyback.
That has happened.
It has happened.
Yes. So he's playing in the risky territory.
So
and
he's got 2,200 gold that he needs to work his way through.
Navi have seen this Butterfly as well, and they might know that he spent his last bit of money on that.
If they did the maths.
Yeah, if they did the numbers.
If they did the numbers.
Which they might. I mean, you normally have a pretty good read that was a very fast Butterfly. Oh, trying to catch out FY here.
And they do get the Hex on him. He does drop the wards here, FY, but FY, he's going to be gone, but he's got backup. The vacuum wall onto the 3 of them. Chalice tracks them back. BKB is going to be popped by Magical as they're trying to chase this PSG LGD. Arme straight in on top of Blizzy, but the false promises there will buy Blizzy sometime, but maybe he's just leading in on top of the rest of them. Blizzy will jump across to the side. They'll turn, look for the stun, onto the Death Prophet. They find it, but he's forced back. BKB popped by Crystallize, but Navi, they're trying their best to back away from this Death Prophet.
Wow. He's such a crazy DP player.
Magical. He's turned. They got the Hex. He's dead.
He plays like a wild man. He just blinks into everyone and even sticks around there. That's why he eventually gets punished.
And how is he dead? He's dead for 77 seconds, and that is one of the cores dead without buyback.
And the lanes are looking pretty good for Navi right now. Of course, the mid lane is being shoved out by LGD, but the Anti-Mage having no mana as well. He needs to go and replenish that. This is looking like Navi could do a base push with it, for sure.
This is a scary little minute here for PSG LGD. Navi, they could absolutely look to pressure the high ground or just find another catch outside the base. They're trying to sweep across. They're predicting that Arme is going to come up towards this top lane to shove that one around, but Arme at the moment is playing it safe. He knows that his Death Prophet doesn't have buyback, so he cannot really leave the base to try and get anything done. He cannot risk the chance of him dying as well.
Yeah, they're really hunting for him. They didn't know where he is, and he's just sitting tight right now.
He's got it.
The moment they see him in the base, they're going to know what's up. But 30 seconds on DP. Still some time to go, but no Metamorphosis. That's what makes it a little bit hard to push and punish LGD right now.
He still does. He hits pretty hard with the Butterfly and Scud.
It is the Elder Titan, though. He can stomp up. He's going to try and protect the barracks.
Disarm.
And the disarm, yeah.
Slowing it down a little bit, but I think Navi will at least get it.
Maybe.
One of the, they don't have any creeps, do they?
Oh, very nice use of the Spike Carapace there by Nyx. He stopped the stomp, but yeah, they're not going to be able to push.
Hang on, so LGD will live to see another day. But they've got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk right there. You lose your DP. If that was, you know, Anti-Mage dying, I think we would have seen Navi push even harder to pressure that, you know, no buyback status. But it's a lot of, like, every single core right now is playing without buyback. TB is 15 gold off, though, so he's going to have his.
Yeah, Navi is certainly in a much better situation. They get one kill in the fight, Magical's going to easily have buyback gold as well.
He's 50 gold off. He has it now with a Dominator creep.
PSG LGD, they're fully committing for the roast. They've already got FY in, dropping the wards.
This is so risky for LGD.
If they lose a core here.
Yeah. That could be game. And meanwhile, Navi could buy back and TP in on the Shrine.
Yeah, they've got the 2 lives to throw in at this Rosh attack. I'm sure Navi, you want to go for this. Obviously, they don't know that there's no buybacks.
You definitely want to go. There's no Shrine to reinforce for LGD.
And here we go. They're going to try for it straight away. Blizzy jumps in. They managed to get themselves on top of Armin. They've got the opening stun, but he's very, very tanky, so he will get the chance to put the man to pop the Abyssal. Maybe as well with the BKB pop. Looks towards Magical, but Magical's got his BKB pop turning towards Armin. The kill on Roche will go the way of Navi, but Armin was able to pick up the Aegis. The Cheese still lying on the floor, being guarded by the Serpents. The stun onto Maybe catches him out. He will be able to get himself back up to full as he picks up the Cheese, but it doesn't matter. The damage from Navi bringing him down low. He'll use up, but he's down to less than half health. The damage for Crystallizes enough as Maybe will die.
They bring him down, and he does not have buyback. They still have the Cheese as well on the Terrorblade, and he has Metamorphosis.
Wait,
because
what healed him back up? What am I crazy?
He took the Refresher as well. What healed him? I think it was just Oracle with his heal throughout.
No, I swear
happened.
the Death Prophet just bumped back up to full HP.
Oh, the Death Prophet. Well, she has Octarine, sir. It's Octarine in the third.
You're right, yeah. So good old Octarine.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've seen a DP with Octarine.
That's true. We
don't see this hero. It's a new hero to me.
But this push is still very much alive here. They can keep going. Crystallize.
There's no Death Prophet.
He has the second Metamorphosis. He can go in here.
There's no buybacks.
Yeah, no buyback.
You know, the Death Prophet can't get back in. Arme's got to be very careful because he doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, and they have to be so wary of Bliss's initiation here if he goes in and stuns. But they want to go. Look at Arme's positioning.
If they can get Arme, I mean, Magical's going to go for the easy kills. Jumps on the back line, spots the BKB. They've got the snowball straight away in on top of FY. FY's gone. Punched up by Chu.
100 seconds.
He's trying to fight with the BKB. Manifold's not enough to kill off Blizzy. And Arme, he's in trouble. He's got to blink away.
He's going to get away. He also is still without buyback. That was so close to game over.
As Navi, they'll get 1 racks. FY dead for 80 seconds as well without buyback. Navi, they're going to stick around.
Yeah, they want to keep going. There's no reason to back in. They're going to get 1 more lane of racks here for sure, and they could still go bottom. There's no tier 2 tower.
Arme, he's going to try and commit, but the Hex comes out. They manage to get it onto him before he gets the counter spell out. He's tried his best to run away. Blizzy goes for the jump forward, but doesn't find the stun onto him. TP in from Maybe. There's a look to push back Navi, but Navi claims 2 full sets of racks away from PSG LGD.
They want to punish now. There's not much duration on the Metamorphosis. They're going to chase.
Arme jumps in. Straight away, the false promise comes out. The stun. They've got him. Arme, he's going to die. He's died the once. He's got the Aegis. He's going to be back for round 2. Maybe trying his best to help out as the BKB and Exorcism are popped. Arme blinking forward aggressively, but the blink is going to be there. Magical's into the trees. TP's out. He'll escape. Chalice isn't there in time with the vacuum. So Navi, they get out.
Yeah, they get out cleanly as well. Not a single one of them going down. Everyone just manages to scatter out. Wow, that Roshan was so risky for him to take, not just because of the buyback status, but also the ones who did have buybacks. Even if they do, they can't reinforce without a Shrine. That's the advantage that Navi had, is that they had a Shrine around, so even if they died, they could just reinforce quickly.
I mean, Navi are just playing this mid to late game so much better than PSG LGD. PSG LGD are making mistakes over and over again.
They are making mistakes, but this is such a tense moment. Like, this is by far, like, this is not over, you know? It's so close. So close, and I think the nerves are definitely, for both teams, playing with them right now. Bottom, there is a DD rune. That is one of the big things that you can look towards late game. Terrorblade.
He doesn't have meta, though, for 45, so that's, you know,
he bought a bottle.
You don't have to worry too much.
Yeah, but he bought a bottle.
Yeah, he's going to save that.
Oh, they want to go mid.
Magical, ready with the jump in. He's going to get himself immediately on top of X-Nova. X-Nova does try and get himself out as Chalice looks aside to the side, but it won't save him. X-Nova's gone. They've got the stun on FY. FY, he's dead as well. Chalice, he tried to go for a vacuum play. That's not going to work out. Arme's trying to fight Blizzy, but Suneiko's there with an easy false promise. Blizzy's more than fine. Arme's got to get out.
LGD just crumbling right there. They did not even have the Death Prophet anywhere near, and you could see the hesitation there. They wanted to try and help the Elder Titan, and instead of just losing one, they lose three.
I mean, Navi's just cruising at this point.
They are.
They are just... They're pressing the right buttons in the right order, and LGD are pressing the wrong buttons in the wrong order.
That's a great analysis, Owen.
Dota 2.
You make it sound really simple. The buyback's coming out, but still no FY.
Oh, Arme. And again, he's trying to commit, but the Hex is out. Jump forward, there's the follow-up stun from Blizzy. They're going to have the snowball too. Won't be enough lockdown, will it? He's got the root. Arme's still able to blink out. Will be able to get himself away from this one, but Navi, they claim the tier 3 tower.
Yeah,
they're on to the third and final set of racks here. PSG LGD, can they stop this at all? You've got maybe trying to lead him with the Death Prophet, pops the BKB. He's on top of Crystallize. Crystallize has been disarmed, but the false promise is there as well as the Sunder. Crystallize is back up to full. Navi, they're going to claim the Mega Creeps.
They got the Megas, but still, Ame going in,
He needs to do something big here now.
Oh, yeah.
They need something massive, PSG LGD, and are they going to get it? Blizzy jumps in with a stun onto maybe. FY commits, Serpent Ward's drop, but the sanities from Magical brings down two. The setup's there with the catch onto maybe as they'll surround him. Arme's trying his best with the Mana Void, has brought down Crystallize. But the fight still continues with Magical punching for so much damage. The triple kill for him. Arme does get on top with the bash, but Blizzy's there with the Impale. The turnaround Hex, they've got the control. Suneiko with the false promise, allowing Magical to blink back out to safety. As Navi, they just want to get out at this point, or maybe not. They could look to try and turn. Magical's looking towards Arme.
He has no mana on that mage. He actually has to be careful there. If you get hit once by the OD...
They've been mega creeped.
Yeah.
It's a disaster for PSG LGD. This is...
And they're taking it chill. Navi, they don't want to throw this one away, so they're not buybacking the Turboblade. They're going to wait until they TP back.
They don't want to try and come back from mega creeps. GG well played is called, and Navi take game one against PSG LGD.
In a crazy fashion.